All right, so if you've been following your boy for quite some time, you already know that your boy's a southern guy. I was born in Georgia, raised in Alabama, and when I came of age, I moved back to Georgia, Atlanta, right? Now, growing up in Alabama, there's a lot of things that I don't even question whether this is happening there or that's happening there. I just take it as that's the norm everywhere. And when you move to a new place, that's when you get the opportunity for something to happen called culture shock, where you see things that other people consider it the norm, but to you it's a different culture. You're like, wait, y'all do that here? So I was surprised when I saw this DMV culture shock by Tyler. That's her TikTok if you want to follow her. And I just thought it was interesting because everything that she had a culture shock with was the opposite of what I had. It's complete opposite. So this video is not that long, so let's check it out, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about exactly what it is that the culture shock part is. Don't pay attention to my thumb. I cut it earlier. Okay, let's go.
You know what? Nobody really talk about the culture shock you experience when you move away from the DMV, move from PG, DC, Charles County, even probably Montgomery County, and move to a different state. Nobody talks about the culture shock. I think the only place that could probably be a little comparable, that could be the most comparable to growing up in the DMV area, is probably Atlanta. Because we grow up around black success, black wealth, big homes that's owned by black people. All the professionals around us are black. Our doctors, our dentists, our teachers, our coaches, everybody, the students, everyone. And then majority of us go to HBCUs as well. Nobody talks about the culture shock that you experience when you move away from the area. I moved to San Antonio, Texas after I finished basic training for the military. Y'all, I never experienced such a culture shock in my life. And then also when you move out of the state and then you get around other black people, right? And you just damn, you don't know, you never experienced growing up like that. It's just, I don't know, it's just a culture shock for me. Of course it's not your fault or their fault or anything like that, but it's just it's a shock. You know what I mean? I grew up in, black suburbia. Big homes, huge homes around me. And I know that every single one of them homes are black owned. Black businesses. My doctor's black. My dentist's black. I never imagined a world that wasn't like that.
Okay. That's pretty much the video. Okay. All right. So everything that she listed, it was the exact opposite for me. When I first moved to Atlanta, I was shocked and surprised by seeing so many young black people with money. And when I say young, now it's even, this was what, 2009-ish when I moved to Atlanta. So now it's probably even more abundance of young people with money, because social media wasn't as big as it is now. But I'm talking about people 25 to 30, right? Pushing the latest Lexus, Maseratis, Mercedes, Aston Martins, just exotic luxury vehicles that many of them I had never seen. We had Mercedes and Lexus in Alabama, in the part that I was in, but I wasn't used to seeing young people drive any of those cars. If you saw someone with a car like that, they were at least 40 to 50 years old, starting out and older, right? It had taken them, quite some time to achieve that status to be able to afford those type of vehicles. And if they were black, you typically didn't see it. I didn't see it growing up. So I remember coming to Georgia, and I remember one of my homies was getting me introduced to the A and learning my way around, and we went to This Is It. And I'm like, if you're in Georgia, you know about This Is It. It's a black-owned restaurant chain with very black faces, very visible on the front. Two black guys, and it's like collard green, like soul food restaurant. So I go there and I'm like, I'm not used to that. Like, everybody knows about this place, and this isn't just like a mom and pops that you're trying to support. That this is like a chain throughout Georgia, and I don't know. It might be even be in other states at this point. I'm not certain, but I wasn't used to seeing that. I wasn't used to seeing young people with money. Essentially, I wasn't used to. I remember I went to some store, and there was this white lady complaining about something, and she's like, I want to see them. No, she's talking to the manager. She's like, I want to see the owner. This is ridiculous. Da 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 da. He said, you know what, ma'am? The owner is actually here today. I will be right back. And this brother comes out, and I'm like, huh? Because he wasn't just black. He was also young. No, I mean young. You know, no older than 35. 35 down. And I'm just shocked. I'm like, huh? What is going? Where am I in Wakanda? Like, this is before. This is before. Black Panther. But I mean, it's the closest thing. So not seeing black people with, I guess you could say, with money, and I mean, did I know black people with money? Yes, there were black people with money, but I mean, in abundance. Like, there's a lot of black people. There's enough for you to take note of black people with money, or either appearing to have money, right? But no, there's actually quite a bit of prominent black people, known and unknown, living in Atlanta with money. So some of the things she was talking about, she's saying in DMV, and here's the thing, my wife is from the DMV area, right? And I remember when we first met and we were just kind of getting to know each other, and I'm hearing how she grew up. I mean, things as small as even the school system, how our school systems were. I can't speak for Alabama now, but at the time when I was coming up, things like the arts, plays, music, dance, those things weren't really put up front as far as being important for the students to participate in. It just wasn't. It was always sports, basketball, football, baseball. If you couldn't play one of those sports, you just out of luck. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You had and still have some performing arts schools in the state of Alabama. I'm not saying they don't have that. I'm just saying usually there's some sort of program in the regular schools as well, from state to state, and it really just wasn't prioritized in Alabama. And both of my parents are educators in the school system, so I know quite a bit about this subject matter. But anyway, not to go off topic, there were, my wife said that they had a devoted video editing program in the school. Dude, we did, and I like once again, I'm not saying that all schools. We definitely had schools in the state of Alabama that offered that, but they were like, I don't want to say specialized, but they definitely it just wasn't copy and paste experience across the entire state, right? Up north, DMV area where she's from, completely different experience. So I never thought about the culture shock that someone would have leaving the DMV area and experiencing a place like Alabama, Mississippi. Like, what do you mean you don't? Even the mindset of the people. From my perspective, going from because it wasn't just Alabama. I was in the rural area of Alabama, and I'm not trying to take a deuce on Alabama. I'm just trying to explain that where the particular part where I was, the mindset of the people in general was, oh, look at those rich people on TV. Must be nice. They can drive that. Must be nice. Meanwhile, my perspective was more, okay, how can we obtain that legally? What can I do to enhance my life so that I can begin to bring those type of riches into my life? Like, I wasn't hating on the people that I was seeing. I was actually looking forward to make myself more akin to their lifestyle. So when I moved to Atlanta, and even when I go to DC, or even if I go to New York, each one is a different vibe, mind you, but because they're exposed and see black people with money, and black people in positions of power more frequently, their mindset is, I would say, it's been expanded to believe in the possibility of them becoming what they see. Some of where I'm particularly from, where the reason why the mindset is like that is because they don't see it. That's what I'm trying to say. And this goes back to the saying, if you see it, you can believe it. It's true. It's really, really true. And that's just what I observed. Is I'm going to an area where people have seen this for so long, it's not even second guessed if they can do it. They just need to put the effort in and do it. Meanwhile, I'm where I was growing up at, it was like, yeah, right, good luck, so yeah, I never saw it from the other way. I never thought, what would a person coming from all of that, I don't know, I never thought that they would be culture shocked, like they would be surprised by going to, I think she said she went to Texas, and being like, what do you mean you don't know, like, it's, what do you mean? Of course you can make $1 million. You just need to start this business, and you need to have of course you can make 6 figures, or of course you can be the president, or et cetera, et cetera. It's one of those type of things. So to me, this reviewing this video kind of puts me in the state of mind of just realizing and being completely aware that if you see it, you can believe it. So what do you guys think about this video? Do you agree? Do you have like an experience of being culture shocked, whether it was a positive culture shock or a negative culture shock? How do you guys feel about different places that you've been? What exactly was the culture shock for you? I'd love to hear about that. Leave your comments in the comment section, and get this video like, and let's go looking for some more videos.